This is an educational video designed to help those of legal smoking age switch to a less harmful alternative. I'm not promoting the sale or purchase of these products.
Nobody likes a bogan.
G'day bloody dickheads, Bogan back again for another Ridgy Did review. Hope you're all having a fucking perler. We've got a nice long cylinder set up today. We've got an RDTA on top. This is the Steam Crave Supreme V4, which is basically the Aromomizer V4 they brought out about 8 months ago. I'm not sure why they've called it something different because it's just a 25mm version of the Aromomizer 4. It's an RDTA, so it's got the tank down the bottom here, and on the top we have an RDA style deck. You're feeding liquid to your fucking coils from below rather than, an RTA style. Now I've got it sitting on the Bonza Pro mech, my new mech mod that just came out. We've got it in series or stacked mode, so we've got two 21700 batteries stacked on top of each other, giving us a fucking 8.4 theoretical volts, and whoo-hoo, she's spicy. So essentially what we've got here is a shrunk down version of the last RDTA we had from Steam Crave. Same deck design, same airflow design. It's just 25mm in diameter rather than the big girthy 30mm we had last time. As I said, I've got a series setup going. Got a 0.35-ish ohm build, I think it is, in here. Let's take it for a little ripperoo. Now with the airflow wide open like I've got now, we're getting just the right amount of airflow, I think, for something as toasty as this. We've got a fair bit of power going through here, and it's packing a pretty big punch. Plenty of vapor, but yeah, the fucking Supreme is handling it just fine. We're gonna get down and have a good squiz at this thing, show you how to wick it, but before we can get there, of course, we gotta have a fucking brewski. Oh, we've got one from Beavertown. This is their Lunar Haze, a hazy IPA. On the back here it says, hazy, smooth and juicy with tropical flavors that taste like a psychedelic dreamlike state, brewed with pineapple express terpenes. Coming in at just 4.5 fucking percent, so nothing too crazy. Let's just see how she fucking tastes.
Let's drink that beer. Let's drink it here. 'Cause tonight is all that's here.
Nice and hazy. Oh, it smells pretty good. Nice citrusy, bit of a pineapple aroma. Fucking cheers. That is a nice, easy drinking hazy. That is real nice. Crisp, clean, nice, sharp citrus flavors. There's definitely some pineapple coming through. A little bit of a hoppy finish, but nothing too crazy. Pretty easy going down. Yeah, that's nice. A little bit of stone fruit as well, I reckon, floating around in there, but pineapple, citrus, really clean, really fucking easy drinking. Low on the hops if you like an IPA, but you don't like that real herbal sort of hoppy dankness. This is a little bit more chilled. Let's pair it up with a fucking liquid. We're gonna go with a bit of my Rebel Bogan Pash My Melons. No longer in production, but you can still pick it up. It is still around. Passion fruit and mixed melons is what you got. You've heard me talk about it plenty of times. Candied sort of passion fruit, nice melon flavor, not the watermelon sort of stuff, more of the rock melon, cantaloupe, as I think the Americans like to call it. Let's see, should go well with this beer. Oh yeah, the passion fruit's bringing a little bit more of a tropical kind of feel. Works really nicely with those passion fruit sort of flavors. Bit of sweetness as well that wasn't there before. Just real nice and zingy. Passion fruit's got a little bit of a tang to it. Works nicely with that sort of tangy pineapple. Just an all-round nice, fruity, tropical pairing, but enough waffling over hops. Let's get down the up and close. Let's have a sticky bake. All fucking righty then. So this is the packaging. Your Supreme V4 will come in usual red and black box from Steam Crave. Let's see what you get inside. Well, you'll find the tank, of course, a bag of spares, including O-rings, grub screws. There's a peak insulator in there. There is even squonk pins if you want to run this on a squonk mod. Squonk into the tank, and then from there feed to your coils. And there are two shorter 510 pins if you want to run it in RDA mode. You'll get two spare glass sections, one straight, one bubble. You get some fused Clapton coils. You get the mesh deck and mesh tool and mesh to go in it for the 5 people that like to use mesh in an RBA. Cotton for your mesh, tri-tool, sticker, and a user manual. But let's get into it. So here she is in matte black. There are quite a few different finishes. The matte black has obviously some stainless steel accents to it, but the rest of it is a matte black finish. There is more of a gloss black also available. You can see that. You got gunmetal polished, gunmetal matte, and stainless steel. Classic brushed finish stainless steel. So yeah, plenty of choices for everyone. But let's go through the bits and bobs. Now you're looking at a 25mm diameter. You've got a 510 drip tip up the top here. You've got an O-ring on the inside there, so if you want to use your own custom tips, you can. You've got your airflow, which is in typical Steam Crave style. Everything is kind of on the outside here with the cutout. It does make it very busy, in my opinion, especially with the logos around the place. So maximum airflow is 3 rows of honeycomb. You can then reduce that to 2 up the top there. You could have 2 down the bottom. You could have 1 in the middle, or back to all of them open again. So you're going to change the height of the airflow where it comes in on your coil, but also the amount of airflow. And obviously you can kind of close off as much or as little of that as you want. You could do this kind of thing here, find somewhere in the middle. So plenty of different airflow configurations. You got your tank down the bottom. It is an RDTA, so your cotton is going to kind of poke through the little holes there, and there's 2 ways you can wick it. I traditionally do longer wicks that dangle down sort of most of the way into the tank, so it kind of feeds from even down the bottom here all the way up. I don't have to worry about tipping the tank to feed the cotton. But on this one, I did short wicks. I did short wicks where you've only got just a little bit poking through those holes there, and then as you kind of tip it up to your mouth, the liquid runs and hits your cotton. You can also just kind of every now and again tip it upside down and make sure the liquid hits your cotton and feed it that way. Both ways work just fine. I find with longer wicks, it's less likely to leak if I leave it on its side, but both ways work. It's really down to you and what you prefer. Around to the bottom here, you've got usual stuff, serial numbers, all of that, and your 510. Taking the tank off is really easy. I like what they've done here. They've made it very simple. You just unthread the base and out comes your tank. And then you can unthread this guy if you undo the 510 pin. All right, so you've got to loosen off this 510 pin, generally with a screwdriver, but I think I might have loosened it already. Here we go. There we go, out she comes. So you take out your long 510 pin. You could put in the long squonk 510 pin if you want to use a squonker, or you can switch it over to an RDA by unscrewing this guy. You put one of the short pins in, that's what these guys are for. All right, you've got a squonk and a regular. You put one of those in its place, all right, thread that in instead of this guy, and then you can screw the base on, and you've now got an RDA, no tank underneath. And now you're in RDA mode. If we take the top cap off, our deck is going to be all loose because we don't have the 510 pin in there, all right, so that's going to come out, but you would have a 510 pin coming through here and securing it. Obviously this one is too long, so we need to get the short one out, but we're not going to run in RDA mode, so we won't bother putting that in now. But there's your deck. So if you're using it in RDA mode, you would have your cotton going down into those little channels there. There is a little bit of space kind of in here, right, underneath the deck for liquid to hang out, so you can just drip into it, but it's hard to get the liquid kind of down into that tank. I guess you can feed it, drip through these little holes, and that will feed liquid in there, but it doesn't mean taking the top cap off. If you drip straight through the top here, it's just going to hit the coils and kind of pull around here. I guess it'll maybe make its way down in there, but really it's an RDTA. You know, it's meant to have a tank on here. So let's just go ahead and put it back into RDTA mode, put our chimney, or whatever you call this little strut. It's not a chimney. Make sure you don't lose that peak insulator in there, all right? And then make sure you got your deck aligned correctly. All right, we're back into RDTA mode. So yeah, if you remember from the larger one we had recently, it's the same deck design. Let's just quickly show you it without some coils in there so you can see what's going on. But basically you've got a positive and negative side. Your cotton is going to go down to those holes. It is a simple grub screw clamp coming from the side here. Simple, you know, block there, postless style deck. We've seen this before, just it's been shrunk down, so nothing really new to show you there. Now, probably should have mentioned this earlier, but capacity wise, you're looking at 7.5 milliliters with the straight glass, and then with the bubble glass, you're looking at 10 milliliters. So big capacity on this guy. It is quite a tall tank here, but yeah, quite a lot of liquid if you put that bubble glass on there. So let's talk about the coils that I'm running in here. I'm running some series coils, as I mentioned. These come in around about 0.3. I think these came in a little higher at about 0.35. 3 strands of 28 gauge wrapped in 36 gauge. They are from Cloud Revolution. In Australia, now known as Wire Revolution. You can still get heating elements, I think is what they're known as, down under in Australia now, thanks to the government ban. You can get heating elements. What you choose to put them in, that is entirely up to you. But yeah, Wire Revolution have done these amazing aliens. Andy is an absolute boss at the coils. You can put non-series coils in here just fine. I just went for the series because I got the new fucking mech with a stacked section option. So we went for series, and these fit real nicely in here. You can go a bit smaller and they will still perform beautifully. So there's just the right amount of room for a series deck in here, a series coil setup. So with that, let's chuck some fresh bit of cotton in here to show you how I've been doing it. Now, I've previously shown you how I did the longer wicks. A lot of people were like, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. All right, well, whatever. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There is more than one way to wick an RDTA. So I'm going to show you the short wick version today, since we've done long wicking before. Let's get into it. And there you go. Very easy. As you can see, that cotton is just poking through the little inlets there. You can do longer cotton, right? You can have it going halfway down. You can have it going all the way down to the bottom. It is entirely up to you. Just with this shorter system, you do have to make sure that you're either tipping it up sort of horizontally when you're having a toot so that the liquid actually hits it, or you every now and again tip it fully upside down so that the liquid runs and hits your cotton there, or else it will dry out. But yeah, long or short wicks both work. There is no fucking right way. You're doing it wrong, cunt. Anyway, let's juice this up. Now, as you can see, when you're dripping liquid on your cotton, if it runs down into that little hole, it ends up in your fucking tank. So that is how you fill it, all right? You just stick your nozzle into those little holes there, and then you fill her up. Very, very easy. And then when you put the top cap back on, as you can see, you've got these little fucking plugs. They're going to go in those holes. You can see the airflow comes in from the side as well, so it condenses the chamber quite a bit, which is nice. But we are ready to rock and roll. So with that, let's jump back up top, wrap this up. So there you go, dickheads. Supreme V4. Let's get into pros and cons. What do I like? What do I dislike? Well, performance-wise, in terms of flavor, it's very good. It's a very flavorsome RDTA. It's a cloudy one. You can put big spicy builds in here. You can get lots of clouds, but because it's a nice condensed chamber, you get some really good flavor. I think the flavor off this guy is better than the bigger version. Obviously, the bigger version, you can put much bigger builds in there. You can put some stompers. I think I'm kind of at the maximum in terms of the size and the sort of heat that I would put in here with a build, but it's coping just fine. It's got plenty of airflow. So if you do like a warmer series build, it will work, but it's a real good flavorsome RDTA. The condensing on that chamber there is working very, very well. It's got very smooth airflow. It's honeycomb, as you can see. You got lots of little holes there, but because they're traveling through quite a thick wall, again, because that chamber is condensed, the thick wall that those holes go through, it's really smooth. And it's not noisy. For the amount of airflow that I'm getting, it's not as noisy as some out there, and that's because of that sort of longer amount of metal, or the thicker metal it's got to travel through. You've got plenty of options with the airflow there as well. You've got plenty of options in the way that you want to run this. You can run it as an RDTA, you can run it as a squonking RDTA. You've got all those accessories. They include 2 different straight glass sections. You've got the bubble glass, big capacity with that one. Run it as a squonker, as an RDA, or as a dripper. Plenty of different choices, as Steam Crave always do. It's very versatile. You've got lots of ways to use it. Build quality is very decent. Everything fits together nicely. It's easy to take apart and clean. If you want to do the long wicking system with your cotton coming right down into the tank, it's easy to get to that cotton. You unscrew the base, you poke your cotton through, you can comb it the way you like it, trim it the way you like it, put the base back on, and off you go. So yeah, taking it apart and building it and just functionality, it's very easy. Simple deck, postler style deck, drop your coils in there, piece of piss to set up. Very, very easy. So yeah, no complaints at all really on the functionality or the performance side of things. You've also got the mesh kit as well for the fucking few people that do like mesh in an RBA. Personally, not my thing. I think mesh works really well in a sub tank or in a pod system, but when it comes to RBAs, that big thick pillow of cotton wrapped in mesh has a tendency to dry out very easily. You get a dry hit. I just don't get the heat, the warmth, or the flavor that I like from a mesh RBA, so it's not something that I give a shit about. But for the few of you out there that do, you fucking weirdos, you've got a fucking mesh RBA. So great they include all of those accessories, plenty of stuff in the fucking box. But what have I got to complain about? Cons wise, have I got any? Nothing in terms of functionality or the way it works. For me, it's really just an aesthetic thing. Because you've got this black cap, and then underneath that, you've got a stainless steel airflow system, and you've got all these cutouts for the airflow. It's functional, it gives you lots of different choices, different ways to run that airflow, but I just think it looks very busy. It looks a bit messy just with all of that sort of weird cutout shit on there, little bits of sort of silver poking through, and I just think aesthetically it's not a pleasing look, but that's just me personally. It's also very tall. It's a very long tank. I mean, it's extra long in this setup, but I think on any sort of mod, it's definitely quite a tall setup, so that might not be to everybody's taste. But nothing really major here. If you like the Steam Crave products, it's well in line with what you're usually getting from them. It's their style, and it works fucking well. Now, as always, dickheads, I can't tell you where to fucking find these things thanks to YouTube and their community guidelines, and I'm not talking about price anymore either, because I've had a bunch of videos striked and taken down, and fuck knows why, but maybe it's talking about that. But it's not an expensive product. It's right in line with what you would pay for a typical RTA or tank or whatever, very, very reasonably priced. So yeah, with that, dickheads, I'm going to bugger off. A solid RDTA. If you like these sorts of things, it's a good one. It's a good one. If you can hit the like, hit the subscribe on your way out, would be fucking appreciated. Share the video around. But if you really want to keep me behind the lens, think about becoming a Patreon. I do special content. I do a vlog on there each week you don't see here on YouTube. And of course, a big thank you to all those Patreon supporters. But if you can't, or you just don't want to, that's all good. Sit back, sabo your fucking dick off, or your bloody tits off. Remember, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is you're vaping on, whether it's an RDTA or an RDA, or maybe it's fucking both. As long as you're not banging the bloody bungers, that's all that matters. Cheers for tuning in. Cheery fucking O.